So yeah, it's Vortex here, and welcome to my review of the Tripowin X HBB Olina. A video a long time coming, and a single dynamic driver I was looking forward to, because it's meant to be the one that's in the oxygen, so that's quite a thing. As you can see, this is another Hawaii bad boy collaboration with the 10mm carbon nanotube diaphragm dynamic driver, so it should be quite interesting. And yeah, I'd like to thank Linsol for sending this sample for me to review, so thank you very much. I was not paid to do this video, and all thoughts and opinions are my own. And obviously, quick spoiler, I've been using these already for testing. And compared to the Melee, for example, these are a little bit harder to power. But as you can see, the specs there, 32 ohm impedance, 110 decibels of sensitivity, aluminium alloy and resin, and obviously they're in here. 3.5mm cable, 4-core OCC copper cable, 1.2m, which is good, and obviously detachable 0.78mm 2-pin. So compared to the Melee, it's a little bit harder to power, but the shell's the same for anybody who's curious. And yeah, let's just get into it. So compared to the Melee, this packaging is kind of a step up. It's also twice the price, so bear in mind that. So yeah, let's see what you get. Look at this. Obviously it's a bit more premium, but obviously it is kind of a better product. You'll see in a bit when I do my full review, but compared to the Melee, it's the same shape. The construction's different, so that's what they look like. Might have no issues, so that's all good. Case, again, very premium, very nice. So replaceable filters. Now I'm going to experiment later on, courtesy of Paul Wasabii, on his video, where you can basically put an extra one of those on the top of what's already fitted, like a double dampening modification to help calm the treble. So I'm going to try that out. Tips. So kind of small ball and hard to see, but like a wider ball. So I'm going to try that out. And the cable, so I'm going to have a look at that in the next clip. So the cable is a bit different to the one with the Melee, and let's see what's in the bottom of here. So that's it. If you was an early adopter one of these, you get a card with handwritten lyrics for a song, so just warranty information, I guess. Yeah, and that's it. So let's have a quick look at these. So yeah, basically the same as the Melee, just a different kind of construction. I kind of feel this is a bit better. And yeah, so that's it. Very simple, straightforward. So I'm going to have a look at the clip, and then I'll get into the review, and then I'll graph it as is with the single filter, and then I'll graph it with the dual filters to see what it's like. So I'll see you in a sec. So straight cable. I prefer a curved one, you know, an L cable or right angle cable for portable gear, in case things break. But anyway, good, seems good connector. It's very slim, so it's probably for the better, really. Strain relief. It says it's a 4-core cable. Seems very good. There's no real kinks or anything in it. So obviously the wire split, chin slider, very effective, which is good. If that matters to you, that is. And yeah, so obviously good that they've got the colour. So obviously that's red for right. The one with the clay one is for left. And yeah, so it looks pretty good. So yeah, you'll see me in the future when I put some more time on these. So yeah, so finally on to the review of the Tripowin X HBB Olina. Again, this is the step up from the Melee. It is basically the same shell, but I'll do a separate comparison in the future. I do plan to do one with all the Tripowins, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But anyway, let's talk about comfort. I thought the comfort was okay. I think it could have been better. It's the same shape as the Melee. Yeah, I just think it could have been better. Well, personally for me, a few others I tried, I think fit better. Quick one with this. This is the T3 Plus. Somebody requested a quick comparison, which I'll probably just do now really quick. This, the T3 Plus is more low end than the actual Olina. And also they share similar treble quantities, but I found the Olina was it does a better job of it. It's more resolving. The driver seems better. That is an upgrade over that. This just has more bass, which is not always a good thing. But yeah, at the pick, just want to get this in quick, I'd pick the Olina. And later on, I've done the double filter mod, which I'll explain again in a bit when I get to the graphs. But yeah, for what I'd pick for sound, I'd pick the Olina. So just super quick comparison. So yeah, let's talk about isolation. Isolation was okay. It's a single DD. It has to breathe, as you can see there. But all BA units are always better for isolation, but it was okay. So micro details, I found that to be very good. They've used a very good driver. Probably one of the better dynamic drivers I've heard, or the best one I've heard. But I'll explain all the sound later on, but it's very good. Same goes for the timbre. The timbre is also very good. Again, they've used a good driver, so I was very happy with it sounding like. Obviously, DD timbre is the best. Like BAs can't really beat it. Some get really close, like the Softies RSV gets very close, but that's way more expensive than this, but that's different. So sensitivity and power, a little bit harder than the melees, but they're not too bad. It just takes a bit more juice to get what you want, but it's not too bad. So yeah, so let's get straight on to sound. So I'm going to overlay the graph now so you can see. They do have a slightly elevated low end, not too much. They're not a bassy set, they have enough. It's on the leaner side, which I don't ultimately mind, because you've got quality bass, there's good texture to it, the decay is good. Again, it's a good driver. I was very happy with the low end. It's not really for bass heads, but it's not super bass light. But yeah, bass is good, like I expect. Mids very good. There's a slight bit of bleed, which gives a bit of warmth towards the bottom. I like that. Makes stop sounding really thin. But yeah, good. So upper mids, where female vocals are, these are a little bit forward. Maybe a touch too for me, but I'll explain in a bit when I overlay the other section, which I'll show you. But yeah, upper mid forward vocals do sound really good. That's a touch too forward for me, but still very, very competent sound. They're very good across a lot of genres, is a good thing to describe about this. They are very well rounded, so which is good, because obviously we all listen to different stuff. So yeah, mids really good, really, not much to say. Very good. So treble, a little bit forward for me. The lower treble is a bit forward, but everything's very clear. Obviously that's the presence region. Obviously like from 1 to about 5-6k is where you do most of your hearing. Obviously this is forward here, so you hear like everything and it also has everything has a natural presentation, like instruments and everything sound right. They have the right attack, the decay, everything just sounds like correct. It kind of is the best way to describe it. Again, a very good set. Obviously the peak around 8k is, the normal coupler one. They also got very good extension. These extend better than the melees. Again, this is a step up from it. So yeah, solid treble performance. Well, to be honest, solid overall performance. And yeah, I'm going to overlay the bit that's courtesy of Paul showed me. And I think Michael Bruce is where you add another filter. So this is kind of this makes it even better for me. So the quick and dirty one is adds more bass, slightly smooth upper mids, which is what I like. That's my preference. And it smooths off the presence region, like the lower treble, again, which I like. with this double filter, which I'll show you is here, you just peel it off and stick it straight on top of the original, so you're just double stacking them. Yeah, with this it probably makes it the best dynamic driver I've probably heard so far, which is quite an accomplishment. But yeah, very good, and that's tuned to more what I like. But yeah, if you are like me, don't really like the elevated lower treble of the original and like a bit more bass without doing any EQ work, obviously apply the extra filter, and that's it really. And yeah, I probably won't go over too over, I won't let the video run too much, but yeah, so my conclusion of the Tripowin X HBB Olina, a very good set, a little bit, like I said, lower treble forward for me, but still a very good resolving, quite balanced set. Improves when you add the extra filter. Again, as you've seen on the graph, it makes the lower treble smoother, but you still keep the extension. You don't lose anything, it just smooths it off. And yeah, with that, I think it's probably the best DD I've tried. One thing I'd like to see in the future, if it's personally just me, is probably a slightly more ergonomic shape, like the T3 Plus for me, which you saw earlier, is a better fit. This sounds better than the T3 Plus, these do. But yeah, with the slightly better shape, maybe not, but that's just obviously my preference and my opinion. But a good set, and I recommend it with the filter. And yeah, so I look forward to a future video where I will have the Lear, the TCO1, the Melee, and the Olina all in the one video. It's good to see all the Tripowin models. And yeah, so thank you very much for watching, and take care.